Hey guys, it's Josh Ellsworth with Stahls TV, and I want to thank you so much for tuning into our channel. The content you are about to watch was produced in January 2021 as part of our Heat Press for Profit virtual event. It got rave reviews, and I know you're going to love it. This is called our Show and Sell series, where we walk through some of the hottest trends in blank apparel and teach you how to print them.
Hi everyone, I'm Kelly Walters, and today we are going to kick off our Show and Sell series talking about all things t-shirts. We've got a couple of co-presenters here that I'm really excited to partner with on this presentation. Carissa Richmond is with BELLA+CANVAS, and then we have Jason Murphy with SanMar, and they will each have time to talk about the trends and popular styles that they are seeing with their businesses, and then we will also do some application on the heat press. Now, if you purchased the packet, that way you can follow along, I'm going to tell you the two products that we will be using today. So the first one that we will be heat applying is this Show and Sell packet, and it is a Columbia, or excuse me, it's like a Carolina blue, very, very baby blue, BELLA+CANVAS shirt with a goof-proof transfer. It's the Panthers transfer. And then we will also be applying, I'm gonna turn it upside down, the Re-Tee with Ultra Weed. So if you are following along, go ahead and pull those out now, and then we can apply together. So we are gonna use a PowerPoint presentation today, so I'll go through that. As each presenter starts to talk, we will pull that away. That way you can see their wonderful faces. And then of course with applications, we will pull that away as well. So let's get started breaking down t-shirts for 2021. I almost said 2020. And let's get going. Again, like I said, we are kicking off the Show and Sell trend series with t-shirts. And I really, really enjoyed this quote. So according to grandviewresearch.com, the global t-shirt printing market size was valued at $3.4 billion in 2019 and expected to register a compound annual growth rate of 9.6% over 7 years. So that is huge in terms of growth, and knowing that there is $3.4 billion in this industry for t-shirts alone is insane. So as we get going breaking down t-shirts, there's 3 types to consider, which we will also review in this PowerPoint. It's heirloom, combed cotton, recycled tee, and then of course the tri-blend. So what should you be looking for in t-shirts? The biggest thing I always say is make sure you ask your customer. Sometimes they may just come to you and say, hey, I need a t-shirt with a 2-color print. There's so many different options out there. Make sure that you are doing your best to give them a good, better, best option. You have no idea if they would be willing to pay for that really, really soft vintage, you know, kind of washed 100 times type of t-shirt, or if they just need the cheapest option possible. Make sure you give them the ability to choose. Color options. Sometimes it's really fun to go outside of the box and not just do white, black, or gray. So consider heathered options just to give, you know, a little bit of dimension in that shirt. And of course, there are more and more popular colors coming to market. So stay on top of your Pantone trends. That's always really fun to be able to take a pop of a color for a shirt and offer it to your customer. Accessibility. Warehouses don't always have the same garments, and they don't always have the same colors. So if your customer is needing a quick turnaround of 2 to 3 days, or even something where they're needing it in the next 24 hours, make sure you check the warehouse that you would be purchasing from and make sure that they have the exact style and color that you need. Because if you need a really pretty poppy color and that color isn't available to get into your hands at a quick turn, that might inhibit you from actually fulfilling that order on time. Next is quality, which coming from the decoration side of things is one thing that I always consider. So the way I like to present this is consider it a canvas, right? And the decoration method is the art that is going on that shirt. So the smoother the garment, the less texture you will see in the logo. If you're decorating a really, really thick construction style jacket, the fibers in that jacket are going to more than likely show up in whatever that vinyl is, especially if it's very thin. If you're using really, really soft, really vintage wash, I'm going to keep using that term, tri-blend t-shirt, then it should be smooth like butter with the vinyl that you're using. All right, Carissa, welcome. I'm going to stop sharing this PowerPoint and let you take over.
Thank you. That was a great presentation. Hi, everyone. Again, my name is Carissa Richmond. I am the Director of National Sales at BELLA+CANVAS, and I'm so excited to be here today to give you an inside scoop on who we are at BELLA+CANVAS and some of the exciting things that we have coming through the pipeline for 2021. I know there are a lot of viewers today that are new to this industry, so before I even get into product, I really just wanted to give a brief background on our history and how we've come to be the largest premium fashion brand in the wholesale industry. BELLA+CANVAS started 29 years ago. Our owners started screen printing t-shirts out of one of their mom's garage. Their screen printing business led them to the private label side of things, and they started private labeling for big brands like The Gap and Banana Republic. And that's actually where they noticed a void in the imprintable market for a women's premium fashion basic. So they created the first true women's brand called Bella that consisted of about 7 to 10 women's fashion forward items. The brand received so much positive attention that they wanted to outfit a broader audience. So then they created a men's and unisex category called Canvas. The two brands functioned separately for a couple years, and then they decided to combine the name to what we all now know as BELLA+CANVAS. And really from the beginning, we've always done things differently. We've dominated this industry by constantly taking risks and offering never seen before colors, quality premium fabrics, and fashion forward silhouettes that we're seeing in the retail industry that we've been able to bring into our wholesale industry. We've seen a huge shift over the last several years where buyers are really starting to think about where they're spending their money and what they're spending their money on. We're starting to see customers really understand the longevity of a premium t-shirt and what it can really do for their business. Quality is one of the most important factors when looking for the right apparel for your company, and it all starts at the thread level. Kelly mentioned earlier, heirloom comb to ring spun cotton. So when it comes to BELLA+CANVAS, we always use the highest quality. And I really just want to dissect what makes heirloom comb to ring spun cotton different from really any other cotton in the industry. And there's three main differentiators. So the first is that we use the cleanest cotton because we come out 2.5 times more than the standard ring spun cotton in the industry through our extensive combing process. Two is that we use longer staple cotton versus short staple cotton. Longer staple cotton creates less stray fibers when the yarn is spun. Oh, I'm sorry, one of my ear things fell out. Can you guys still hear me? Okay. So I'm sorry. So longer staple cotton creates less stray fibers when the yarn is spun, which creates a very smooth surface for decoration. Versus short staple cotton, which creates more stray fibers when the yarn is spun, which creates an uneven knit, which is not ideal for decoration. And lastly, everything that we use in our line when it comes to fabric is eco-dyed. We use newer, more advanced dyeing technology that uses 7 times less water than the average clothing manufacturer. We're saving about 24 million gallons of water a week because of it. Any water that we do use goes through a filtration system that allows it to be recycled and reused. Our eco-friendly operation is a huge value to us just when we're producing, manufacturing all of our apparel. And because we do all of our cutting and dyeing in Los Angeles. That makes us the largest cutter and dyer of premium apparel in the Northern Hemisphere. There's so much more education on just what we do on the back end and what we have to offer as a brand that I will include links at the end of my presentation so you can do further research on just more of that education. But now let's get into the stuff that you've been waiting for, products. So I'm going to share my screen. I'm going to flip to page. Okay. Okay. So we have over 150 different styles in our line, and I really wanted to break down the basics for you so you could really get an understanding of just the go-to silhouettes that we have in the BELLA+CANVAS offering. And I broke it down by unisex, men's, and then women's. Unisex is a category that has skyrocketed for us in the last several years, mainly due to some of the main unisex styles that we have in the line. So I'm going to start with our 3001, which is really our bread and butter, our go-to when it comes to just the BELLA+CANVAS offering. And this is really what we are known for. When it comes to customers starting to transition out of that carded open-end basic into a more premium crafted tee, the 3001 is really the go-to. It's made up of 100% heirloom combed to ring spun cotton, and there are a couple different reasons why it's our best-selling tee. One is that it's offered in over 150 colors between the 3001 and 3001 CVC, which I'll get into in a little bit. But we've realized that 90% of buying decisions is based on color alone. So having the right color is key. We also extended sizing in a select few colors up to 5XL. So you can now outfit a broader audience between all the way down to extra small, all the way up to 5X. Unisex silhouettes, women size down, and men it fits true to size. And lastly, it has a killer price point. So this is really why it's the gateway and the bread and butter of our line. Now, Kelly mentioned earlier, when you're pitching t-shirts, you always want to give your customers the good, better, best option. And at BELLA+CANVAS, we like to position it as the soft, softer, softest. So the 3001 is definitely going to be your soft option, and really the t-shirt that you would want to start out with when it comes to somebody who's new to premium basics. So next is going to be the 3001 CVC, which this is the same silhouette as the 3001, but has a different fabric content. So it's made up of 52% cotton, 48% polyester, and that polyester really gives it a little bit of a softer hand, which makes this our softer option. Now, CVC, I'm sure you're wondering what that stands for. That was a term used back in the day when they were importing and exporting high-end cotton goods, and it was just a term that stuck. So really CVC stands for a blend of the cotton poly fabrication, and that's definitely going to be our second best-selling style in the line. Also offered up to 5XL in a select few colors. Now, the 3301, this is very similar to the 3001 CVC. This was the t-shirt that you guys received in your welcome kit when you signed up for the webinar. This is our suede tee. Our suede tee is the same fabric content as the 3001 CVC, but it actually goes through a suede process, which gives it a little bit of a softer hand. So the 3301 goes through a suede process where we take a steel brush to the fabric face and it really breaks up the fibers, leaving it with that suede-like feel. So it definitely feels like butter. So I would say this is a little bit of a step up from the 3001 CVC. And lastly is going to be our tried and true. This is our tri-blend, our 3413. Hands down, you put this in anyone's hands and it really sells itself. It is that soft. We actually have the softest tri-blend in the industry because we are the only tri-blend with the 40 single. Now, I want to explain what a sorry, I want to explain what a single means. So the single refers to the higher the single, the softer the fabric. So the single is the needle gauge. So the finer the needle, the softer the fabric. Most other tri-blends are a 37 to 38 single in the industry. So ours is in fact the softest. It's a blend of 3 different fabrics, 50% poly, 50% cotton, 25% polyester, 25% rayon, which really gives it, that rayon really gives it a silk-like hand. This is definitely one of our most luxurious fabrics, and it is definitely what we're known for. This is shown in our new color for 2021, spring green. So definitely kind of the breakdown of just our main fabrications and our go-to unisex and men's styles. And quickly, I'm going to also get into women's because we are known for our women's category, mainly because we were the first true women's brand in our industry. We launched the industry's first retail fitting women's t-shirt back in the 1990s, and that was almost 30 years ago. So many said women's wouldn't sell, and they could not have been more wrong. The reality is women crave a well-made t-shirt that is perfect for leisure and work. Newsflash, there are more women in America's workforce today than men. For over the last 30 years, we've really evolved with the times and have continued to create styles that women really want to live in. So we created a capsule collection called the Female Edit that really is our selection of 5 BELLA+CANVAS tees and tanks that we see that we claim actually as the women's go-to basics in the line. So our Female Edit consists of tanks, V-necks, and crew necks. We have our 6682, which is our women's cropped racerback tank. This is a go-to in the women's offering because crops are definitely a trend that we've been seeing for the last couple of years, and it's a trend that is not going away. Our crops do so well because it's more of an appropriate crop, which makes it perfect for the wholesale industry. It hits right where the pant meets. It doesn't really show too much midriff. So definitely keep that style in mind. We also have our 6003 and our 6008, which is our women's jersey racerback tank and our women's jersey muscle tank. These two are the go-to basics when it comes to tank tops. There's always going to be that customer that wants a racerback. There's always going to be a customer that wants a muscle tank. So these two are perfect for that. And then to the left, we have our 6405. So this is our women's relaxed jersey short sleeve V-neck tee. Our relaxed collection for women has done so well. This, alongside our 6400, which I'll show you in a little bit, has skyrocketed to the top to be our 2 top best-selling women's t-shirts. The trend for women has been moving towards more of an oversized, relaxed fit. So this one has done so well and is a companion to a lot of our unisex V-neck tees. So lastly, for women, is going to be our 6400. This is the tried and true. This is the women's go-to and our best-selling women's t-shirt in the line. The great thing about the 6400 is it is a companion to the 3001, the 3001 CVC, and the 3413, which I just reviewed for our men's category. So if you have someone that wants a men's and women's option, the 6400 is great to pair with it. It comes in several different fabrications, which makes it such a favored style. And we've added so many new colors for 2021. And the fit, of course, is really what sells it, is it's, you know, that relaxed, oversized boyfriend fit. So I'm going to stop this portion of my presentation and come back on for fleece in a little bit.
Carissa, just a couple of questions.
Oh, yes.
I saw there's so many good questions right here.
Yeah.
So we can get to some more at the very end. We will definitely hit on this just for the people that are popping in the questions in Pathable. Thank you so much for popping in your questions in the Pathable link, you guys. It just allows us to be able to see all of the questions in one location versus in Zoom. However, I did see a question in Zoom, so I do want to make sure that we can get that answered. So really quick, in the Zoom comment, it was in regards to, is there a hard copy catalog available for Bella and Canvas?
Yes, we have a digital catalog that we can make sure that we send out. And I believe our 2021 catalog should be up on our BELLA+CANVAS website, our digital catalog. So I can make sure that once Jason goes on, I can make sure that I start sending links through all the comment sections. Because I can link them directly to that.
There's just a couple of questions about inventory levels. We know that COVID has been happening. So do you have any feedback on that? There's several questions in regards to inventory and any guidance. I'm sure they would love it if possible.
Yes, of course. Well, and I'll make sure I see what styles and colors they're asking about specifically, because we might actually have some distributors that have stock on their floor. But I think a really important thing to note is that we're, of course, coming out of a pandemic where the majority of the industry has been shut down. I'm not sure if a lot of people know that we shut down our facility to manufacture face masks for the worldwide shortage. So we were actually able to use fabric that we already had in our supply chain for t-shirts. And we were the first brand to come to market with offering face masks. We ended up becoming the largest face mask supplier in the world because of it and our no-sew design. So of course, as we started getting back into the swing of our normal business, we definitely had to ramp up production. I think the most important thing to know is that we've made so many investments on the back end in the last couple months to really up the amount of units that we're sewing and cutting on a weekly basis. We just purchased our very own sewing facility in Central America, where we will be sewing more goods on a weekly basis. We have about 78 cutting machines in Los Angeles. We just bought a 450,000 square foot warehouse where we've really invested in just a lot of growth to make sure that we can support a lot of the demand that our brand has been receiving over the last year. So what I'm going to do is go through the comments to actually see what styles and colors they're specifically talking about. But I do want to make sure everyone knows we will definitely have a very good inventory situation in the next coming weeks, just because of a lot of the efforts that we put into the back end of our production.
Awesome. Thank you so much. We're going to go ahead and get started back on our PowerPoint for the show and sell series. Now, the cool thing is that Carissa actually touched on our next slide, which I love, because she went, much deeper than I could possibly go into in terms of the heirloom cotton or ring spun cotton. So just to quickly touch base, keep in mind that the combed and ring spun is a better cotton due to the removal of impurities. So it is one that you see in retail. And of course, it is the really, really soft tan. So this is just a quick slide as a refresher for you, but she clearly just knocked that out of the park explaining what exactly it is. So this is our first type to consider, is going to be the heirloom cotton and ring spun cotton. So get your packets out. That would be this one. And the shirt that we'll be decorating is the 3301. Now, I am using the auto clam that is on our caddy stand today, and I do have a platen protector on mine. Now, our press is already set at 365, so I am going to just thread our shirt, which is just opening the shirt and then sliding it over the platen. Now, my shirt has got some wrinkles in it, so what we're going to do is pre-press this garment. That's going to help smooth that out and also remove any type of moisture that still might be in the garment. And I'm looking for my cover sheet, and it's right here. All right, so we are just going to pre-press for 5 seconds. And then we are going to use our goof-proof transfer. Now, this is a screen printed transfer from Transfer Express. It does have two colors on it. As you can see, it's Panthers with a distressed look to it. And this is screen print, you guys. So all it is.
Hey, Kelly.
Yes.
Sorry. Can you make your screen bigger instead of the presentation?
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you. Love that reminder, Stacy. Thank you. So what I was saying, you guys, this is the goof proof transfer. As you can see, it is plastisol ink that has just been put on transfer paper versus going directly to the garment. So for those of you that are questioning, you know, is this really screen print? Yes, it is plastisol ink. Now this looks right side to you guys, but this is what it's going to look like when we apply it on top of our garment. I've already found the mid. I've just put the two ends together to find the crease. Now, because we are about 4 inches down from the paper, I am just going to line it up directly with the collar. Next, I'm just going to take my tag, you know, slightly odd angle, and just line it up with the middle to do my best to make sure that we are in the middle of the shirt. Now, the great thing about goof proof is that it only applies for 3 to 5 seconds, 365 degrees, boom, it's a hot peel. So as soon as this platen or the heating element has raised up, we can peel the cover sheet off. Don't need that. And then our decoration will be complete. Now, if you saw me remove the cover sheet, you do not need a cover sheet with the screen printed transfer. So I almost had an oopsie there, but I'm glad that I caught it. And as you can see, it just peels away very, very easily. And our transfer is now on our garment. All right, you guys, that is our goof proof transfer. I'm gonna try to get as close as I possibly can. And it is complete and done. All right, let's keep moving along. Quickly clean up my little mess here. Now, as you can see on this decorations page that I have for the PowerPoint, we talk about the TTP, which is down at the bottom left-hand of the corner. That is what is time, temperature, and pressure, and I call that the recipe for your application. So make sure you follow the recommended application settings, because we really want to make sure that you have the best possible garment, and that also ensures durability and longevity when washing. All right, Jason with SanMar, you are up next. And just going to quickly pull this slide over, and then you tell me when you are done with it and we will pull it away. Oh, you're on mute.
There we go. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen if you can stop sharing yours. All right. Well, thank you everybody for having me on. It's always great to be with companies like Stahls and BELLA+CANVAS, who's a great partner of ours as well in our distribution. And I'm going to go ahead and share my screen and give you a little bit of information about SanMar as we get moving. So SanMar is the largest distributor and manufacturer of apparel in America. We actually have manufacturing all over the world. And this page here that I'm showing on the website, this is where we actually have distribution. So we've got Seattle, Reno, Dallas, Minneapolis, Robbinsville, Cincinnati, Jacksonville, and Phoenix. And we have, I want to say there's about 4 to almost 5 million square feet today of distribution all across the US. And so when it comes to in stock and product ready to go, we are pretty solid with stock. To talk a little bit about the question earlier about inventory levels across the industry, yeah, it was a little rough there for a while. I think the biggest problem that we saw in the industry was fleece. We did see a lot of fleece shortages, and I believe we're coming out of it now. And as Chris has said, a lot of factories across the world shut down, and it was from the yarn level up, or it was just getting more difficult to get product in. But a great thing with SanMar is we're not looking to turn product really fast. We want to stock 18 months deep. And that's one thing we love about our leadership is they're not afraid to invest and make sure our customers have what they need to move forward with their business. So with me, I am part of the SanMar Decorator and Digital Solutions team. And real quick, this is a group of 7 of us all over the United States, and our entire focus is only working with decorators and helping them solve problems across the industry. And for our customers, this is a free service that we have. It's not anything we charge for. We're just here and available to help you, figure out anything from screen printing problems, laser etching, heat transfer, you name it. We've got somebody on our staff with, about 150 years total experience that we can help with. So we're here to talk about tees. We are the largest distributor of t-shirts in the United States. As you can see here on the left, all these different brands that we have. And BELLA+CANVAS is one of them. We love BELLA+CANVAS. It's a great shirt, probably one of the best in the industry. But you've also got our Sport Tech, our Port and Company, our district brands that we actually manufacture ourselves as well. All right, and the slide that Kelly was going to start with is our district re-tee. This shirt I'm probably most excited about seeing. Unfortunately, and fortunately, this was a trade show shirt for us in the beginning of last year in January, and unfortunately we didn't get to wear it. And I was so excited to have a t-shirt as my trade shirt shows, our trade show shirts, and unfortunately we got one show with it, and then our fabulous pandemic hit. So the district re-tee, it is an affordable 100% recycled t-shirt. It's 60% cotton, 40% post-consumer polyester, and it is super soft. Right now we're looking at 8 colors. We're adding in regularly. And we've added in different styles, and we have a refleece now as well. And just a little bit about this. So born from scraps and worn with pride. One thing that SanMar is very focused on is sustainability and how we can move forward and bring more sustainable products to market. And again, that's why we like partnering with people like BELLA+CANVAS that have that same mindset of reducing water usage, not re-dyeing fabrics, and just getting better and keeping that carbon footprint as neutral as we can get it. So again, 100% recycled fabric, never re-dyed. So what's cool about that is the color actually comes from the original cotton scraps and the polyester yarn. So whatever we gather from all the different blues and purples and reds to create this shirt is what it is. So those are the colors we're going to get. So again, no re-dye, no water usage. And being that it eliminates the water-intensive dyeing process, it reduces waste, and again, it saves resources. So a couple little things. It's basically the equivalent of skipping over 6 weeks of showers, shaving off 5.87 miles of your daily commute, going computerless for a whole workday, right? Who would like to do that? I don't know. I kind of like my job, but computerless for a whole workday, that'd be pretty slick. So yes, that's something else that we're looking at. And as a trend, sustainability, eco-friendly is probably one of the biggest trends that we see in the marketplace today. Everybody's looking to be better for the environment, and just, I would say it started off with a younger generation that's coming in, but it's beginning to expand, and it's getting out to people of my age, right, that are looking at this and saying, wow, yeah, I've got, kids and grandkids that could be coming soon that I want this world to be around for them in the future. So the more we can do as an industry, and as and all of you decorators, you're part of our industry as well. The more we can use and reduce usage and resources is huge. So let's definitely keep doing this and moving forward. We talked a little bit earlier. Cotton is still king with us. We sell more cotton than anything else from the data that I've seen. And one thing that we've seen recently is the bouncer tee. Is that big, crazy, heavy 7-ounce. It's the urban wear, and it's coming back. We saw it at the Magic Show. We saw it at a lot of different fashion places that our merchandising team goes to, and it's incredibly heavyweight. We're talking 6-ounce, 100% ring spun cotton. Again, a great piece, but it is not your nice, super lightweight District DT104 or the BELLA+CANVAS products. It is actually very heavy duty, easy to work with when it comes to decorating. You can't burn this thing at 6 ounces. You just have a blast. Decorate whatever you want. It'll be great. One thing that I did want to hit on, because we're talking about selling t-shirts. Carissa started to talk about this a little bit earlier, and this is a lesson that I actually learned from Bella in one of their master classes. And when it comes down to selling an impression, right, and it is always good to give a good, better, best option. But one thing that I can tell you for sure from my t-shirts, whether it's going from concerts, going to different events, if I get a cheap t-shirt, even though I like the graphic, I'm never going to wear it. I'm going to toss it because it's just not comfortable. It's not something I want to keep wearing. If you can talk your customer into buying a more expensive t-shirt, something that's nicer, something that end user is going to want to wear, they are going to get more impressions, right? They're going to have that thing seen more and more because the person is actually wanting to wear it. And when you look at the whole thing by a cost of impression, it's you can almost not even surmount how much it saves and how much it actually makes that shirt worthwhile. So if you have a $2 tee and $1.50 worth of decorating and it's thrown out the door, that's $3.50, $4 wasted. If you get a nice $4.99 tee and you put $1.50, $2 in decorating on it, and that thing is worn over and over and over again, the cost per impression gets down very, very small. So you're actually going to save more money to that customer by having their image seen, and they're going to get more people visiting their website, more people buying their product. And when it comes down to decorating these shirts, if there's one thing I've seen recently as a trend on t-shirts is not left chest, center chest, full chest. It's weird, odd placements, on the back yoke, on the sleeve, on the shoulder, on the bottom hip. And it was explained to me by a customer, and I really, it made me sit back and think about this. He said, if you put something on the left chest, how many times is somebody going to look at it? Everybody knows that's left chest and it's normal. It's a great decoration place, but they're not going to be like, wow, what's cool. When you're putting something in an odd location, people are going to look at it because they're like, what is that on the hip of that shirt? What is that on the back shoulder? That's a weird spot for that. So the more that they're looking, that impression is in their brain because they're seeing that logo over and over again because they want to know what it is. So yeah, as trends, be unique, be creative, look around for different products. The better product you can sell, the better impressions you're going to have in the long run, and the happier your customers and user will be. So definitely good, better, best to get them started, but sell the best. It is going to save your customer money in the long run, and it's going to be more profitable for them. So that is what I got.
Jason, awesome. Okay, there were a couple of questions that I saw. One is the bouncer tee similar to fit and feel of the Carhartt tee, for example?
I would say it's going to be close. It is just more of not a fashion cut. It's going to be a boxier cut, flowy, comfortable, more for that construction style kind of thing, or the urban wear where they wear them a little bit oversized.
Next question is, I just lost it. Where does the recycled fabric come from?
So that recycled fabric comes from our mills down in Honduras where we actually manufacture. And what's cool about this, and I actually got to see it in person when I visited, is they go through and they keep every scrap of cotton that's made. Every scrap. It's separated out by color. Those colors are then combined in to make and recycle through a new fabric. And it's the same thing with the post-consumer polyester. Everything is completely recycled. And it's really neat to see how they break it down, get it going again into yarn, and to be able to create a t-shirt out of it. It is a very unique process.
Stacy, I know you are monitoring questions as well, and I just saw your comments. So if you want to hop on, if you've noted some questions, definitely feel free to send them over to Jason.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Thank you. Yeah, I've been capping some down, so whenever we had time, I could go over those. Somebody asked earlier, what is the difference between the PC 600 and the PC 61T?
So the PC 61 is a 6.1 ounce 100% cotton shirt. The 600 hold with me for one second. Oh, so the PC6, that is our new bouncer tee. So you're looking at a heavier weight. So it's 6.1 ounce, but it is a carded cotton. It's not as soft. We're getting into this shirt. It's a 6 ounce, 100% combed ring spun cotton. So it's going to be soft as well, but again, not quite as soft as like a 4.8 ounce or even a 4.1 ounce tee. So that's a little bit of the difference between the two.
Awesome, thank you. And then somebody wanted to know, what are the specific qualifications to work with SanMar as a supplier? Some people have smaller businesses and they said they ran into some issues.
So the biggest thing to remember when you're doing business with SanMar is we're very, very protective of our customers, right? Whether you're a decorator, whether you're an ASI distributor, we don't want your customer coming to us and buying product because that puts you out of the middle of it. So what we do require is that you actually have your business license, you have all your documentation. If you're a decorator, make sure when you call and talk with us, or you put everything online, let them know what kind of equipment you have. And so the biggest thing is have all your documents in place. So your business license, resale certificate, those things, and you're a decorator or an ASI or PPI promotional distributor, you can get in no problems.
There's a few more questions coming in. How do you guys keep color consistent with the recycled items? Are there variations in the colors?
There can be. So lot by lot, they will be the same. As we change, and I think the easiest way to describe it is as popular colors change in the blues, for instance, right? So one year it's very high royal blue, and then there's a little bit of navy, and then a lot of your Carolina blue. And then that flip flops. And where all of a sudden we have a lot of Carolina blue, a little bit of royal, and a bunch of navy. That hue and that color will change a little bit. So yeah, lot to lot it will change, but yeah, I would say it's probably rare that you get products from two different lots. But that's also part of the cool story with the T-shirt is when you're explaining that to your customer, it is recycled. So there could be color variations. They won't be drastic, but it would be some.
And then it looks like there are a few people wondering about the 2021 catalogs. Do you know when those are supposed to come in?
I believe they are. I know that they usually we ship them in January. And if everybody can check in with me after, my email will be on the screen. I will find out from marketing exactly when those are coming.
Awesome. Okay. I'm going to keep scrolling through, but if you guys want to continue on, I can circle back in a bit.
Thanks, Stahls. Jason, are you still sharing your screen?
Oh, yep. Let me stop that.
Perfect. Okay, you guys. So we're going to get applying for the next round. So we talked about recycle tees. So we're going to be decorating on the re-tee. So that would be this little guy if you are following along. So this is the, like we said, the re-tee, the DT 8000. It is in charcoal heather. So same thing like before, we're going to thread it onto the platen. Now I will preface, as I was zoned in to Jason talking, I forgot to start taking my heat press down from 365 to 290. So right now we are setting at 320. So we are definitely hotter than what we need to be for using Ultra Weed. Ultra Weed can be applied from 260 to 300 degrees. So it's a very, very low application material. So just keep in mind, it does not need to be, we're now at 320, so I'm hoping it's gonna just keep climbing down as I'm talking about the transfer. So this one is, it's gonna be.
Hey, Kelly, can you show your screen again?
Of course, thanks for the reminder.
Yeah, no problem.
Okay, so this is our transfer. I'm gonna try to put this backing back on it so you can see it, but sometimes white doesn't show in the camera. There we go. So this says, think outside of the box. That's the transfer we're using. And I believe this color is cream in our Ultra Weed. So I'm just gonna peel the backing on this. This is a very, very tacky backing, you guys. So what that, or carrier, excuse me. What that means is you can get high detail, but it's also effortless weeding. This is a material that I actually love to cut and weed and use. It is the perfect t-shirt material. And of course, with that low application setting of 260, you can put it on the tri-blends, you can put it on the rayon, and hopefully eliminate scorching, where every material can be sensitive. So I'm not going to say it's going to eliminate it, but it is definitely going to help. Now, to find the center of this, I'm just going to match up the lines of the transfer or the square, put a little crease in there. I've already put the shirt, going to slide it down to where our seams are off of the transfer or off of the platen as much as possible. This is where we are going to use a cover sheet. I'm going to pre-press, just make sure I've got my settings correctly. Just pre-pressing for 5 seconds. Again, I want to get all the moisture out of the shirt, and then just make sure we have that really smooth printing surface. Now I am going to go about 3 fingers down. For me, that is like this. I don't like my logos personally too far up at the neck, and I also don't want them down at my stomach. So I found that 3 works best for myself. And then with the re-tee, there's not a tag to kind of, pull out in a line. So I'm just going to, again, line up with the district re-tee marking that is on the tagless label and just kind of follow along with that. We are now down to 303 degrees, so thank goodness for that. And then I am going to apply for 12 seconds. With Ultra Weed, it is a hot peel, so just like Goof Proof, I'm going to be able to peel that carrier immediately, and our t-shirt will be done and complete. Make sure you guys have the best. So easy. And now this shirt is done. And I will say, just describing the shirt in my hand, it's a really, really nice, soft, thicker weight. It's a heavier weight versus maybe that suede 3301, but they are both very soft. Just one feels heavier than the other. So that's one thing I know if I'm always looking for a shirt, just because something is a heavier weight doesn't mean that it can't be soft. All right, you guys, we're going to set this one to the side. And let's move on. Oh, there it was. I hit it. And I didn't hit share screen. May have to go back through the presentation, so bear with me for just a quick moment. I didn't, yay. Okay, so up next, we are talking about tri-blends. So this one was not in your kit, so you get to follow along just watching me do this. I will take it off of screen share once I just quickly review tri-blends so you can see it. So as Carissa had also mentioned, tri meaning 3 types of yarn. So that polyester, cotton, and rayon, really, really, really soft. One thing, if you don't know what rayon is, it's a synthetic. It was kind of made to mimic silk. And then if you're looking to impress, think tri-blend. It is the softest available. Guys, it just feels like it's that lived in vintage wash, had it for years type of shirt. So a couple of t-shirts to mention, the BELLA+CANVAS and Carissa or Jason, if you have anything to add on the tri-blend, definitely feel free to pop in on this. But is it the BC3413? Do you have any others, Carissa, that are tries?
Yes, we have a lot of different styles actually that are offered in the tri-blend fabrication. I'm actually going to link it in the message center because we have so many different silhouettes that are offered in that one fabrication. You can actually shop by fabric on our website. So I'll include that link.
Awesome. And then Jason, I just listed all made, new era, and district because I know that there are so many different styles to go within those. Any others to add?
I would say probably Sport Tech, we have a tri-blend in, and Port and Company, we've got some tri-blends, all made, new era, BELLA+CANVAS, obviously. I'm reading off of our website.
Sure.
So there's tons, but yeah, just kind of searching it through. We've got 4 or 5 pages of tri-blends. So you can search the term tri-blend on our website or actually filter it down and see everything that we've got.
Awesome. All right, so let's actually decorate this guy. So this is the DM130. That is a district tri-blend. And today we are going to be using what is called Ultra Color Soft. Now, the goof-proof transfer that we talked about in the beginning, that is one that you would purchase from Transfer Express. Now, the Ultra Weed that we talked about just a second ago is what you would purchase from Stahls. So goof-proof was a plastisol screen print, and Ultra Weed is our CAD cut vinyl. Now, this is our digital screen print, which is the Ultra Color Soft, and we are going to be doing a left chest logo. And as much as Jason had a great touch on different placements, and I love unique placements, and here I am just making a left chest logo, but that's okay. So if you can, definitely go with a unique placement, especially if you are able to do something that is full color. I'll take it off the screen in just a second. It just makes it really unique, and of course it's eye-catching. So the TTP for this is 290 for 15 seconds. Again, it's medium pressure. The difference is this one is an ice cold peel. So instead, what I'm going to do once that heating element has raised, I'll pull it off and I'll set it aside and then let it cool down and then peel right before we are done. So I make sure that I am not rushing the cooling down process. Okay, so this is what we are using for our Ultra Color Soft logo today. As you can see, multiple different colors are in this logo. You can do gradients. You are not charged per color in this transfer. You are just charged per sheet. And I do not have my sheet on me, but if you are curious what that is, we are going to be talking about Ultra Color Soft in multiple other classes, or just reach out to a rep and we'll definitely make sure we get you taken care of. So same thing as the others, I have threaded the shirt on. I am going to do a pre-press. And then just double checking that I do have the correct time set. All right, now this is going to apply for 15 seconds. And like I said, I will set it aside. And for time purposes, I know we are cutting it close. So if I have to, I will use the tile that I am standing on to zap that heat and make it to where you guys can see what the final product looks like. Okay, we are going to keep moving. Okay, so let's go over ROI, right? We need to know what our return on our investment is, what the cost, what can we make with these shirts. So we have a couple of breakdowns here, but the one thing I really want to preface is that I do not have overhead included in this. Josh did an incredible presentation last night on how to calculate the cost, so I strongly encourage you filtering back to that and watching it, and then playing around with these numbers if you want to see, really figure out what you could charge. Now, the pricing in there is also off of the actual transfer, so it's not like this isn't left chest pricing, and I've actually shown you full front. So for the suede unisex, the cost is $459, and for that 2-color goof-proof transfer at 35 pieces, it's $446. So the total without overhead is $905 for that shirt and that transfer. Now, I have retail anywhere from $21 to $28. The one thing to keep in mind is know your customer and know what you can offer the item for. Now, when I say retail, I mean the final selling cost. So City tees are so popular right now, especially I'm in Kansas City and I see Kansas City Pride everywhere. And I have seen a 2-color screen print t-shirt go anywhere from $21 to almost $30. But so that's why I have in that 21 to 28 range. And as you can see, that is $11.95 plus profit if you're selling at that $21. Next, for the re-tee, we have $3.99 for our cost of our shirt. The transfer, this would be cutting in-house, 69 cents. And then, of course, we are looking at $4.68 for the garment and the transfer itself. So I have on here 12 to 20. It's a 1-color shirt, but you do have that specialty shirt of being the re-tee. So I do have it at $12 because I have seen a 1-color shirt go for that. And then I have it all the way up to 20. Again, it's a 1-color shirt. So you're looking at, 1-color logo shirt. So $7.32 is what we have as the profit. And then I need to move our pretty little faces that I can see so I can look at the other one. So next, for the tri-blend, we have $3.99 for the tri-blend. And then the transfer, that was a left chest, is at $2.25 for 35 pieces. Now, because all of our other logos were that larger front, I wanted to be able to show you what the full front, so an 8.5 by 8.75 size would actually cost. From left chest to full front, maybe you are able to get a higher price from your customers, or offer a higher price because you would be doing a full front versus a left chest. But again, you have to know your customer. So we have anywhere from $6.24 to $8.19. So again, $18 to $28 is what I have listed. Now, you might be thinking, like, this is full color. There were way more than 4 colors in that logo. If you can charge more, definitely do it. You are doing this for fun, hopefully, and that you love it and you have a passion about it. At the end of the day, you need to make a profit.
Hey, Kelly.
Yes.
I just want you to be mindful of time. It's 11:59.
Perfect. Thank you. Okay, so that is the profit side of things. Now, one thing to consider is, we did touch on this last night. I did a class on getting started with a heat press, and we reviewed transfers. And I know there are several other classes that are also talking about what to use when. So if you are trying to figure out, well, why would I go with a 2-color screen print versus maybe a 2-color vinyl? This is a great tool, and there are several other files that we have uploaded for you in this session. So if you go over where it says chat and people, then you should be able to click on files and you should be able to download this PDF chart. Now, this is an excellent grid to know that if you have a 1-color logo and you are doing 25 pieces, go to heat transfer vinyl. If you are doing a 2-color logo at 75 pieces, go to screen print. Same thing for our digital transfers and then our full color screen printed transfers. We did not review digital transfers today, but we did review full color screen printed transfers, which was the Ultra Color Soft. So let's just keep going. So how do they differ? Screen printed transfers, the goof proof. It's quick, it's easy, it's a one hit, no matter the colors, meaning that one sheet had 2 colors on it. If we were doing a 2-color logo for, I don't know where it is, the outside of the box, we would have had to hit this heating element 2 different times on our shirt to get 2 colors. And then, of course, that full color option was also a one hit as well. We can do color matching on that and then think of gradients and shadows. This is a couple of links for you guys. We will have a PDF available to download as well at the end of our session or our whole live event. So you should be able to click these links in that PDF and it will take you to a couple of very useful links. You guys, thank you so much. We are going to do a couple of other questions. I think we've got like 8 minutes remaining that we could actually utilize if need be. As you can see, I've got Chris's information right here. I've also got Jason's and mine. And of course, you should be able to reach out to us in the presenter section. And don't hesitate to reach out to a rep for any questions or just pop your questions below. So again, I'm Kelly Walters, and thank you guys so much. Stace, if you see any other questions, feel free to pop them up for the next couple minutes.
There were a lot of questions for Carissa, but she had to go to the next class. So I would probably just strongly encourage everyone to write down her email address from the screen.
Sure.
And any questions that she wasn't able to answer, hopefully she'll be able to get to those.
Perfect. Okay. Oh, I'm seeing a question. I'm going to stop sharing this so I can see a chat. I just saw. Let's see. Eddie had a quick question on rayon seems to be fragile. What transfers from Transfer Express can be applied? So there's a transfer called ElastiPrint that can be applied at 300 degrees. Eddie, that's what I would recommend because we do have that low temperature. However, Goof Proof just launched some new application times, which goes down to 325. So you still have a 25-degree range, but just keep that in mind. Those would be the two that I would try from a screen print side of things. But the full color, definitely run with that Ultra Color Soft because it was applied at 290 today. And let's see. Okay, you guys, I think that is it. Thank you so much, Jason. We really, really appreciate your time and all your valuable knowledge. And I know our viewers do as well. So you guys enjoy the rest of the series. I just had a brain fart, the show and sell series, and enjoy the rest of the classes for the day. Bye, guys.